At the time, Herod the Treacherous heard the reports about Jesus, and he said to his attendants, "This is John the Baptist. He has risen from the dead. This is why miraculous powers work with him." Now Herod had arrested John, bound him and put him into prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. For John had been saying, "It's not lawful for you to have her." Herod wanted to kill John, but he was afraid of the people because they considered John as a prophet. On Herod's birthday, the daughter of Herodias danced for the guests and pleased Herod so much that he promised with an oath to give her whatever she asked for. Prompted to her mother, she said, "Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was distressed, but because of his oath and his dinner guests, he ordered that her request be granted and had John beheaded in prison. His head was brought on a platter to the girl, and who carried it to her mother. John's disciples came and took his body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard what happened, he withdrew by boat privately to a solitary place. Hearing of this, the crowds followed him on foot from the towns. When Jesus landed and saw the crowds, he was compassionate on them and healed their sick. As evening approached, the disciples came to him and said, This is a remote place. It's getting late. Send the crowds away so that they can go to the villages and get themselves some food." Jesus replied, "They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat." "We have here only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes," they answered. "Bring them to me here," he said, and he directed the people to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, looking up to heaven, he gave thanks, broke the loaves. Then he gave them to the disciples. Disciples gave them to the people. They all ate and were satisfied, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that are left over. The number of those who ate that was about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Immediately Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he did dismiss them, he went up on the mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is. Don't be afraid." "Lord, is it you?" Peter replied. "Tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out. "You little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down, and those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of the God." When they crossed over, they landed at Gennesaret, and when the men of the place recognized Jesus, they sent the word out the surrounding country. People brought all their sick to him and begged him to let the sick just touch the edge of his coat, and all who touched it were healed.